Hello again. It's me, Esiatsa here, and back to what was happening. The northern part of the encirclement had came back, but there was one lone rider that kept swimming up, around, and around again. Only this part and up saw. You see, that rider had a spear, and what was on top of that spear was Publius's head. Crap. Um, uh, as Crassus definitely had saw this, and he was mortified. He was just so scared of what was going to happen next. But luckily for him, it was getting nighttime, and during that time, um, uh, um, uh, the Parthians actually do not like to fight at night, and so but here's the thing. Crassus was so, like, grueling, or whatever, sad about the death of his son, that he could not take over. And so the Centurions decided to say that they were going to Carrhae, which was a nearby town. It's the name of the battle of Carrhae. And they started moving through the night, and left whoever could not walk there. And this took them a long time because they were walking at night and they could not see anything. And so the next day, when 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 the Parthians had came back, they found a lot of wounded. Let me just. And so they encircled them and slaughtered them all. Um, uh, And soon, right after, Serena, the Parthian general, had heard that they were at Carrhae, and so he moved his entire army to Carrhae, and he told everyone in there that it's best for his volition and everyone else's that they should give up, and that in fact he wanted Crassus to sign a peace treaty. Crassus did not want to do this, but the soldiers made him do it. So Crassus rode out with a few extra men. What happened next is still unknown. No one knows what happened, but there is a story which still has not been proven wrong, nor has been proven actually happened. You see, what had happened was that Crassus had rode out with his bodyguards, and Serena was there to meet him. But here's the thing: Crassus was not on horseback. And when Serena, this is Serena right here, when Serena had saw this, he said, well, to put it frankly, he said, Crassus, what are you doing without a horse? Fetch this man a horse. And what had happened was that they brought Crassus a horse, alright, but the horse was dressed in gold. It was seen like it was rich, obnoxiously rich. It was more to humiliate Crassus about how rich he was, and so he had told Crassus to get on there, which Crassus had did. But here's the thing: the horse was being pulled by a horseman. Well, here, let me just draw Crassus on there for a sec. There we go, and let me just put the Parthian handler of the horse. The Parthian handler started smacking the horse, making it go all around and around and around again until the advisors that were there with Crassus thought this was weird and tried to stop him. And as they were coming around, let me just crap. As they were coming around, they started moving into a part. But here's the thing: there was a misunderstanding. It said that one of the soldiers there had pulled out their swords, and so did the Parthians. Then all of a sudden, the horse actually ran this way, and Crassus was thrown off the horse and was over here. The men were fighting while one lone Parthian soldier came over, drew his sword, pulled over Crassus' hand, chopped it off, and swung the sword again and chopped off Crassus' head. And then after that, all the soldiers that were fighting were killed by the Parthians. He then came back. He then came back. Uh, to he then came back to the soldiers in Rome, well in Carrhae, and showed that Crassus was dead, and told them all to give up, in which they did, and they all went back to Syria, and that was hence the end of the Battle of Carrhae. What happened to Serena was that when Serena took Crassus's head and actually filled it with molten gold, from the which I'm now thinking it's probably the same gold that that horse was wearing, but it was a no. And Serena actually brought the horse to the king of Parthia, and guess what the Parthian king decided to do? The king ordered Serena to be killed. Yeah, I know, right? And when I heard that, I was actually pretty just mad about that, and also think to myself, wow, what a degenerate. And like I said, after that, that was hence the end of the Battle of Carrhae.